Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So we're starting off with some pictures of the inspo for today's nail set in this video. I actually recorded this video and got it all edited a really long time ago, so if I stumble around a little bit, it's because I kind of forgot the order of operations that I did things and what I included in the video. So I haven't recorded a video in a really long time, so you can see I'm really not centered on the video. I was trying to stay centered. I'm moving my hands back and forth, all kinds of stuff. I was just basically a really big hot mess, trying to get back in the swing of things. But I have been focusing more on nail stuff. I also have a haul video coming up that I'm really excited about. I cannot wait to show you guys. But in today's video, I have this is what I got from the inspo and what I wanted to include on the nails. I had so many struggles, and I did leave some of the mistakes in today's video because I am human and I do make those, but it was really challenging. But I decided what I wanted the base color to be for all of the nails. This MelodySusie white is the only white that I use along with the black now. I really love the pigmentation. The white is not as thick as the black. It honestly just feels like you're using whiteout when you're painting it on the nail. It is a little more thin. It does tend to spread a little bit to the sides a little bit easier since it's not as thick, but you literally only need one coat. I only use one coat, and then in order to stop the spreading on the sides of the nail, I do flip it upside down and allow the gel polish to self-level a little bit easier, and then I put it in the lamp for 60 seconds. Everything I do basically gets a 60-second cure because I want to make sure that it's cured all the way. Even if a gel polish claims that it cures in 30 seconds, that I still cure it for a minute. That's just my magic number and my personal preference. I did put a base coat down because it does help smooth out the gel polish. So that's why you kind of saw me like also in the beginning. I am towards the back of the cuticle area. I would file the nail down a little bit because these are BT Art Box tips and they are thicker towards the back of the tip. So in order to make it more flush to the cuticle and make it look natural, like you actually went and got your nails done, I do tend to file the back of the cuticle area. So I'm going in with this really pretty RARJSM color. It is called Cherry Blossom, and I did get that off of Amazon, so I will try to link everything down below, but I pretty much get everything off of Amazon as well. So I will try to give you guys the links, but I really love this color. And one thing I love about them is you could see that the first coat was really sheer, but even after the second coat of this color, it ends up becoming more opaque, like a lot more opaque. And when you have it on, when you're actually, this is actually the color that I have on my nails. And sorry, I just ordered lunch, and this store is like that I ordered from is really, they take forever. I'm used to it. But anyway, I've been busy as well doing DoorDash myself, so I know how it goes. But anyway, these are this color is really pretty. So I'll compare it. So after one coat, what it looks like, and then what the second coat looked like. But ultimately, I did end up going in with 3 coats. Also, my girl nails slayed by Val. She's one of my favorite people to watch on YouTube. She actually started her own gel polish collection, and I could tell that the quality is really good. So I really want to order some of her new polishes here soon. They look really nice. So I think I might order from her in the near future. But you'll also see my own nails change throughout the video. Sometimes I wear gloves and sometimes I don't. I wear gloves when I do things like this, right? Like, because I don't want gel polish getting all over my hands. It's a pain to clean up, and just using alcohol on your hands and, you know, drying out your hands all the time, things like that. So I did put gloves on for this part and for doing some of the nail art because I don't want to get rhinestone glue all over myself and so on and so forth. So if you don't see me wearing gloves, it's because I'm doing something where the product really isn't going to touch my skin. Like, it's not going to affect me in a negative way. So I do speed this part up a little bit here in a second, but I don't really have like when I do my Frenchies, I do compare them side by side, but I don't really have a way that I do them. Like I don't have, there's not a method to my madness, but once I get the smile line the way that I want it, I do take the brush from the gel polish bottle and try to even it out towards the end. It just saves time. You get that coverage at the end, and then you can go back in and perfect your smile line just a little bit more if you need to make those changes. So I try to leave this part in real time. I try to leave as much as possible in real time so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing, because I do tend to edit a lot out and speed my videos up. But here I'm just showing you the brush that I'm going in with. I also got some new nail art brushes. I don't know if I use them in this video, but they're definitely going to be in my haul video. I actually really love them, so I'll drop those gems when that time comes. But after, like, I cannot believe how hard this was. After I went ahead and did the white Frenchies, I did outline them in black, and I don't know why it was so challenging to me, but I did a little bit of everything on this set. But making these thin lines around the Frenchie and getting them even and making all the nails look even was just more challenging than what I want to admit. It did take me several tries, and you'll even see at the end of this try that I just wipe everything off. I did not like how it looked at all, but I started in the middle and then worked my way up towards the end so that it can be thinner towards the top and thicker in the middle. And so sometimes I take a big drop of gel polish and just set it right in the middle of my nail, and then kind of drag it out from there. And then as I made the lines thicker, then I would just get a little bit more gel polish and drag it out towards up towards the cuticle. But yeah, like I mentioned, this was just really hard for me to do, and I don't know why I struggle with it so much, but like drawing circles or circular edges or things like that has just, it's always been very challenging for me, but we got it done, and that's the important part. These are actually for a teenager, and I did not know that when her mom ordered them, that her daughter actually goes to school with my oldest. They're in the same grade, so I thought that was really cute. It was really neat. She spoke really good things about my daughter, so that was good to hear. And it's just really crazy how the world works, because I used to work with her mom when I first moved down to St. Louis. And then she was like, hey, you know, my daughter wants these. And then some time went by. I think it was like a month or two. And then she followed up and was like, okay, this is like kind of what she would like or what she would want. So I just tried to incorporate as much as possible without making the nails too busy, because she provided so much inspo. Again, that inspo is in the beginning of this video, if you want to go back and take a look or take a screenshot of that. But yeah, you'll see here, like I tried different methods of trying to clean up around the smile line. I tried those these little Q-tips that you see underneath my hand right now. I tried these little foam things that I got off of TEMU, I believe, to clean it up, but those were like a little too saturated, so it was hard for me to really pick up basically where I wanted to. I'm just using rubbing alcohol on the ends of these tips to clean it up. You can use acetone. Acetone actually does dry quite a bit faster than alcohol, so it probably wouldn't have been as messy if I would have used alcohol, or sorry, if I would have used acetone. But anyway, I just get so irritated after trying to correct this line so many times that I just take a lint-free wipe with alcohol on it and wipe the entire thing off and start over. Like I mentioned, I eventually did get everything correct. It doesn't matter what method you use. I could have got like a gel brush and dipped it in alcohol and used it to clean up or perfect the lines as well, but that's why I feel like it's so important. Now, I could have done the Frenches really sloppy, the French line, and I could have just tried to correct everything with the black gel polish since I knew I was going around it, but I don't like to move that way. I just like to make sure that everything is as even and nice as possible, so that way I had a really easy guide to follow. So this was another like challenging nail to do. I don't really know what they call these nails, but it's kind of like where you do the, I don't even know what it's called, but this is how I did it. So I started with 3 X's down the middle of the nail. I actually did not like the original ones that I did, and I ended up messing it up. So after I do this, I also wipe this nail off, and but the point is to show you how I achieve this look. So don't mind me for all these mistakes. I didn't want the X's to be too thick down the middle, because I just think it looks cleaner when those lines are thin. But then on the sides, I did go ahead and it's not a vest. I cannot think of what these are called. But it's like where you tie, like if you were to tie a string like through a corset. There you go. The corset look. So I went ahead and put I did the 3 X's down the center. That was the easiest thing to do, to follow the 2 lines on the side. And then I went back in and I thickened up the lines, or the X's, in the center. And now I'm going in with my bling. So I was kind of following like the skull and crossbones / cross kind of look. I thought these looked really cute, so I put these on the index finger, and since she is a teenager, I wanted to use the smaller nail sizes to do the nail art on, because I didn't know, or I couldn't size her nails. I think her mom kind of wanted to do it as a surprise, so I didn't ask her to take pictures like with the coin next to her finger so I could get her actual sizes. So that's why I'm doing these. And then I also go in, I do 10 extras. So if I don't know what size the customer wears, I ask them, I include 10 additional nails, so 20 all together, so that way there's a size for every finger, or there's a size for each of them. So, or something will fit that they like, in hopes that they will like it. And then for the extras, I also did different nail designs, but like I said, I do everything from nail art to bling to stamping in this video. So I like that it was very diverse and that I could show you a lot of different strategies and things that I use when I make press-ons. This part was kind of hard because the chain is actually pretty heavy and kept trying to slide off the nail. But I eventually got it. I just made a mental note of where I needed to cut the chain, so that way it wasn't dangling off the nail, or I held the rest of the chain with my hand underneath of the nail, cured it a little bit with a little flash cure lamp, and then put it in my big lamp for 60 seconds. I also took some nail glue after I was done putting the chain on and went back in over the chain and tried to even out the nail glue over it so that it doesn't tarnish. That's one of the biggest things about whether you're using a chain like this or you're using caviar beads to make the chain. Then I always like to make sure I have them dipped in some kind of top coat, or this rhinestone glue. I mix them with rhinestone glue and put them on the nails so that way they don't tarnish while the client is wearing them, washing their hands, so on and so forth. I'm going to play some music and let you guys watch this part, and then I'll be back.
Let's go. Freedom. Freedom. What? I need you. Baby, I'm falling for you. Baby, I'm falling for you. Baby, I'm falling for you.
the next part, I did purchase these embellishments off of Amazon. They're just like these little flat round, instead of like just the regular standard caviar beads that are like the little balls, these are like the little flat round metal pieces. And I really like how they were flush to the nail. So all I did was take some rhinestone glue. I put it around that smile line. As the smile line gets smaller, I use smaller and smaller beads. So like I did 3 of this size, and then I do 2 of a smaller size, and then maybe 1 of the smallest size these offered, basically, as I went up the nail. Give it kind of a little bit of that rock star look. I didn't have any of the spikes either until after the set was completed. I think I did order them just in case somebody else orders a similar set, but I know that since I'm doing this for a younger person, I didn't want things to just be, like for get caught in her hair, different things like that. I really kind of tried to keep that in mind as well. So now I'm showing you how I went in and stamped on this skull and crossbones. I really, really enjoy doing stamping, and it really comes in handy with little details like this. Like, yes, does stamping have its own challenges? Absolutely. You could have trouble picking up things on the silicone stamper and different things like that, depending on how much you push or pull, etc. when you swipe the stamping polish, different things like that. I did not like the way that this transferred, so this is another thing. I use acetone to clean off my stamping palette and my stamping plate. And when I clean the stamping plate off, if you don't let the acetone dry completely, after you wipe it off, then it's going to cause, or it won't pick up or fill in, basically, when you put the stamping polish down. It's not going to fill the picture in enough so that you can pick it up with the stamper. So basically I used too much acetone and I didn't let it dry, and that was my issue. So I did it this time, and I really like the way that looked the second time, but I only want the skull and crossbones. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to take my little plastic, well, you don't want to drop it either. Thankfully it didn't mess up my image, but I am going to take the little plastic scraper that I have and just clean up around that and press around the skull. Now, I did mess up on this one because I was trying to show you guys what it looks like through the stamper when you press it down. And I did kind of manage to do that, but then it messed up where I wanted the skull placement to go, and it was really low. It didn't look like the other one. So I did go ahead and wipe it off of the nail with acetone. After I did that, I put base coat on the nail and I cured it for 30 seconds so it was really sticky again, so that way the image would transfer properly on the nail, because if the base of the nail is not sticky, then it doesn't adhere, your image won't adhere to the nail as well, if at all. So it won't come off of the rubber or the silicone stampers. So there's that. But I did fix it so that they looked even. And now I'm just going in with this nail matrix top coat. This actually is not available for sale anymore. I would just happen to be a brand ambassador for the lady who used to run this online nail shop, and she sent me extra. I paid for extra top coat, and now I just refill it when I need it. But it's really thick, and so if you have a thicker gel palette, or sorry, top coat that you like, it does help with the embellishments, and I wanted to keep everything basically stuck on there as good as possible. I don't want it coming off. And this is what the nails look like with all of the extras. I want to thank you all so much for being the best part of my channel, and I hope that you have a great day.